International Underground Railroad Month continues in Ohio. A couple of weeks ago, we took you to Cincinnati and showed you how the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center works to preserve the system's efforts to get enslaved people to freedom. Well, tonight we take a look at a man who worked to shape the city of Columbus.
NBC4's Carrie Charles joins us now with more on the Reverend James Preston Poindexter. Carrie?
Yeah, Reverend Poindexter moved to Columbus in 1838. A barber, he was also an abolitionist, conductor on the Underground Railroad, pastor of the Anti-Slavery Baptist Church, then in 1858 Second Baptist Church, which was founded 2 years before he arrived in the city. Poindexter became Columbus's first African-American city council member and, among other things, served 4 terms on the Board of Education.
I think it's about 6 or 7 other churches came out of Second Baptist.
Keeping up with the history of Second Baptist Church is personal for Sandra Jameson.
Well, because of my family always being here at Second Baptist, I just sort of following in footsteps. That's my mom. Yes, my mom was in the youth choir.
Keeping the story of the church's iconic pastor alive is where Valerie Boyer with the Ohio History Center comes in.
He was pastor here for 40 years.
She often follows the legacy of the Reverend James Preston Poindexter.
His very active role on the Underground Railroad here in Ohio as leader, as connector, and as person who was able to tie all of these groups of people together, right? While actively conducting the business that needed to be done to get folks to freedom. So
Jameson is on a committee that works to preserve one of the country's earliest public housing complexes, Poindexter Village on North Champion Avenue. When it opened in 1940, it had 426 units.
We have the last 2 buildings. It'll be a museum and Poindexter Village Museum and Cultural Arts Center. And that second building will be the cultural arts and learning things and having different programs. And we're working with the Ohio Historical, and we're going to be their 59th site.
The site honors a man who made a difference in the lives of others.
he's also really good friends and has formed this brotherhood amongst many different people, but particularly John T. Ward, right, who has the moving company that develops into what we have now as E.E. Ward. And he's friends with Joshua McCarter Simpson, who is actively writing and traveling and speaking out at these Underground Railroad conventions in Ohio. And he, in the big 1848 convention, right, that's happening here, he's responsible for bringing one of the members responsible for bringing Frederick Douglass.
Talk about a network there. While Second Baptist Church wasn't a stop on the Underground Railroad, it served as a center point of sorts, connecting those who work to help others seeking freedom. By the way, our thanks to the Norris F. Schneider Collection for providing us with that photo of Joshua McCarter Simpson.